Hello, my little munchkins, my little crones, and my sunflowers. How are you? I hope everything with you today is copacetic. I really do. And for my sick and shedding, the word of today would be safe. Safe. What do you mean safe? To feel secure in yourself, to feel secure in you. I know it's an abstract word. What do you mean? It's a wonderful feeling when you feel safe. Have you ever just felt safe? Or when you're going up to surgery, you feel safe. Or you're driving somewhere you don't know and you just feel safe. It's a wonderful feeling. So let's think about feeling safe and what it's like to feel safety. That's the word of today for my sick and shed. And you can feast on that word for the whole week. Safe. Isn't it wonderful to feel safe, to feel that nothing for you can work against you? Why? Because you feel what? Safe and secure. Because security comes when you feel safe, correct?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's it. Now, with that being said, the rest of you back to life on Monday. How it feel? Oh, a little heavy. You feel a little zombie. I know. It's like that. But I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Now, with that being said, hey, I got to talk about something that ran across my screen, and that was Joe Osteen. Now, I know, a lot of you probably won't even be interested in it. It probably won't even get a lot of hits. I already know this. But as for me, as to be a seer, I have to talk about this. It's news. What is this channel, Baby Crone? What is this?
News with Tara.
So it's news. So this is the story. Now, you know I like to tell you what I know before I read. You paying attention, Baby Crone?
Yes, Baby
Okay,
Crones.
so this is what I know. This allegedly was supposed to be a woman. I had a picture of her, but I wasn't really sure. But Baby Crone put it up there with a question mark. So allegedly, it was this woman that came into his church probably, this is about 6-7 days ago, came into his church and had a gun and started, I believe, shooting. I don't know if she hurt anyone. I don't know, but you know, it was mayhem and madness. And the reason why is because she said that Joe Osteen was the father of her child. Now, I don't know if that is the 5-year-old little boy that was terribly injured, or was it someone else? That's all they know. They're real sketchy about it. They won't tell us what's going on, Baby Crone.
Yes, according to the articles, it does say that it's the 7-year-old son that got critically injured.
She was 5. I heard it was 5.
Nope. According to these articles, they're saying 7.
So between 5 and 7. Go ahead. That's why you can't trust the media. But go ahead.
Yes, that is true. And they're saying that it's the son that was brutally critically injured.
Yeah, he's fighting for his life.
Yes, that is allegedly his son.
That's what it says. Now let me go on. Now, you have anything else you want to say?
No,
now, before I do a read, you know, I like to tell you what I know about Joe Osteen. Now, some of this I have to go and look up for dates because I may not be good on the dates, but I'm going to try to do it with the year. But bear with me. It's only a little bit of information. And the reason why I'm going this route before I pour my old trustees, because I really prayed to the ancestors about this, and they laid it before me as to say, do it. Well, anyway, before I do anything, let me give you a picture of Joe Osteen. Give me a picture of the young Joe Osteen.
Okay.
Young, right here. Young Joe Osteen. And at the time, he was so sweet back in the 90s. And sweet, innocent man, just thrust into a world he didn't want no parts of. However, speeding up time, they called him. Let me read what I have on him. They called him, he was the new face of the Christian faith. I put it in my own words, but he was the new faith of religion. But I wanted to narrow it down. And I'm saying he was the new face of Christianity. You know, it's about love and peace. And I want you to feel good. And with that feel good message, no drama. And that's the way I think it's supposed to be. He grew in leaps and numbers, but then he gave his church over to a black man named John Gray. When he gave his church over to John Gray, during this time, it was some discrepancy about his money because he started I'm talking about Osteen. He started getting to some money. Around this time, it was saying his wife allegedly had this makeup or beauty company that was making millions, maybe billions, I don't know, of dollars. But anyway, that was going on. Next thing I know, then not Joe Osteen, John Gray became the pastor of his church in Lakewood, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right, baby Crone? And I think that John Gay, I don't know when, but I'm thinking it was around about 2019 or 2020. It was somewhere along that time. Nevertheless, when Joe Osteen signed their rights over to that man, and that man was disaster. That man was a hoe pimping in the chair before the Almighty God in whom they worship. Okay, because the God I worship would never tolerate it. He would have been struck dead where he sit. So, but for this is what was going on. When Joe Osteen gave the church over to this man, I had big questions. How could he miss this? How could he be? So now it's about why he's running, in my mind. Now he gives this church over to John Gray, who takes the church and run it to the ground. Then after that, then it was like, if I'm not mistaken, then we hear another thing. I don't know when it was. It could have been in 2017 when they had the real bad flood and he closed his doors and he wouldn't let nobody into the church. Remember that? That happened. So now I'm really starting to say, wait a minute, he's something different about him. Then now it leads me to the day. Now people were saying, I don't know if this is people that belong to his church, but the women were saying it was something different about him. He looked shifty. It's like when he found out the woman, he knew that the woman was dead. They said that he had a sinister grin on his face. He didn't look the same. Well, I looked at it and I can't say that it was a sinister grin, but I can tell you what I saw in his eyes. I can say to you that Joe Osteen, I didn't know who he was. I don't know if he had plastic surgery. I don't know, because he had changed. He didn't look the same. It was like he looked different. It was like he looked different. He was not the same man. When I looked into his eyes, it was not the same. I can't tell you what I saw, but I saw a man that is out of order. I can't tell you to what degree, but it was something in his eyes. It was something in it, like it was a relief that that woman was dead. Now, it could have been a relief that now I ain't got to deal with this, and maybe he's not the father. I don't know. But maybe it was a relief because he was smiling. You know, Joe Osteen always smiled, but this is different. It was like a relief. And I guess I would feel relieved too, because now the story goes with her and no one will never know. Say something, baby Crone.
Yes, that is true. That's a good way to see it.
That's the way to see it. Now, so how can you hold back that? Now, it could have been true, and it could have just been she was crazy and just off her rocker, and he gets off. But there was a sinister laugh to this, a smile that he like relief. And I don't blame him in one way, but it left a lot of people questioning him. So I wanted you to say that. So like I said, the Lakewood Church has gone through hell. And now I thought that this, and I thought all of this of telling the truth and coming out, I thought it was just with the Black people. Oh no, Kenneth Copeland is on the chopping block, Joe Osteen, which I'm blown with, and you know all about Creflo Dollar, and all the rest of them just fall in between. You understand what I'm saying? So this is a hot mess in the church. I just wanted to bring that news to you. Now, with that being said, I want to read on Joe Osteen.
Okay.
What we going to pick for Joe? because that's what I know. So if anything shows up, you know what I know. I know nothing more than what I said. I don't know how his marriage doing. I don't know how his church is doing. I don't know anything. But I'm just praying to my ancestors that they will reveal to me, that I be able to see in that dimension.
How about a fox or the moon or the book?
Well, he's seen, book. Yes, let's say book. Let's say book. Because that way I'm not calling a man of God a name. Because I was going for that fox. So let's say, yeah, that's a good one. Let's go with that one. Yeah. Let's say books. Let's say the books are going to be open. And whatever it says, remember, this is for your entertainment purposes only. And it is what it is. You believe what you want to believe. Okay. The truth, if it rings to you and you feel it, because I don't know, but I'm shuffling up these cards really, really good. This is my last shuffle. Come through. Here we go. We said book. Here we go. Book. Sometimes when it goes so far up like this, I'm like, what ya? It feels like they hiding.
It does.
Like, catch me if you can. I got patience because these cards only go up to 36 cards.
Right.
It ain't like 78 or 82 or 92. It ain't like, or 96, because some of these decks come with a whole lot of cards. Here it is. And around that book, I can tell you what's before me. It's not good. Here is the book. Baby Crone, you should have hooked that up for me.
I think the camera's still dark.
Oh my God. Baby Crone broke the camera. Here we go. We had birds, meaning he wasn't alone. Oh, we have the serpent. We had a fox, came out anyway. We had birds. We have a bridge running. That's how I see a bridge. When you want to get out and get over and there's no other way around, you got to take a bridge or a boat or something to get to the other side. We have the moon. We have a letter. We have this. Oh, the cage. And let's say, let me put that over there. You know how I do. I like to take it from the bottom and take it from the top. And this came out anyway. And what was that? I look at this as the church. This is the house. And I'm saying that this is the house where God's supposed to dwell. On top of it, I see a beautiful woman, a classy woman. This woman could be his wife, or this could be a woman that he messes around with, or he had an affair. It will be made clear. In the beginning of this reading, the first thing I see in his recent past, I see a serpent. A serpent, what? Meaning there is a woman and somebody who's not to be trusted. So this woman, whoever she is not to be trusted. In what regard? I don't know yet. However, I see that he is hooked up. I see birds. These are pelicans. These are what are these birds?
Storks.
These are storks. So this is about news. This is about chatter. Also, these birds mate. So this lets me know that he is married. Is he still with his wife? Also, what I see here is the moon. I see dirty deeds. I think things they're done in the dark. Things that done in timing. However, I see the magnifying glass poking on him clearly, also showing that he is being revealed because it's going to a full moon.
Yes, he's still married.
Okay, so therefore we see that he is married. We know now that this is a woman that he had, he's been in the relationship. Now, like I said, everything I say is allegedly. Let me stop for a minute. It is very hard for me to believe that Joe Osteen, let me say it 3 times, Joe Osteen, that Joe Osteen would even be in a position like this. It is beyond my comprehension. I can't even imagine. So everything I say, take it as it resonates, because I find it hard to believe. However, but when they come out about TD Jakes, I'm done. When they come out about the other pastor in Georgia, well, I forgot the name of his church, Eddie Long, I put nothing past no one no more. These are just men, mortals. That's all. So I got an open mind because of his record, and the things that he's done has shown me that he could be Shady Grady. Okay, so I can't say that I will put this behind him, but we will never know because the woman is gone. However, I see a fox, and you know a fox, they're not really bad. They just size you up. You know, they just size you up for the take. They're takers. Also, Baby Crone picked out the books, and I see that the books are being opened right here. I see the books. I see phone calls. I see letters. I see emails about this situation. Also, I see it's a lot of chatter going on in the house of God. There's a lot of chatter. What do you mean? Like half of the church believe them and half of the church don't. They are definitely divided. Also, right here, right there in the middle part where the heart is and the lung and all of that, I see this man just was trying to get out, trying to stay with the faith and just trying to get out of that movement. And that woman died. So that was his saving grace. However, I'm starting to think about something. What I'm starting to think about is if you don't preach the Bible for what it is, like Geno Jennings, if you're into that, whew, God save your soul. But I'm saying if you're not going to be walking, and I'm not saying that nothing won't come out about Geno Jennings. I don't know anything anymore. All right. But we know they're just mortals, men. And what I'm starting to realize is that sometimes people just don't know when to move on. They'll stay stuck in that place, that wicked place, and the wickedness follow them. In other words, I don't know what Joe Osteen was in, that wickedness followed him. So if wickedness followed you, then that meant you've been into something, because my Bible tells me goodness and mercy shall follow you, not wickedness and disaster. That's following you when you got holes in your life, when you got lies and deceit. And this is what these men of God are having, and women of God. And I haven't did anything on a Juanita Bottom. They're women, but I'm not dealing with none of them. Even TD Jake's daughter, I'm not dealing with none of that. I'm dealing with Joe Osteen. And what I see here, there's a whole lot of things that's locked up in that gilded cage. Gilded. You know what gilded is? Gilded is when it looks real and beautiful, but it's really fake. It got you. It looks so beautiful. This case looks so beautiful. And when you look at it, it just looks like a heart of pure love. It just looks so beautiful. The key to enter it is so gilded. It's so beautiful and gold, magnificent. But it's just metal. If you scratch it, you'll break out. Because I'm allergic to strange metals, especially nickel. It's the cheapest metal. So this is what I see. Well, that was revealed to me. That was a nugget right there. Now, the outcome of this would be what? Walden, Staple. So he hides behind the church. He hides. That's where his kingdom is. He hides behind it. His reputation of what was. He hides behind that. And he has millions. I don't want to say millions, but I would dare to say thousands that flock to his church. And even in the day and time in which we live in, we still have people that need to have a leader to guide them. Whether, even like Beyonce have a church, you have people that needs to follow, and everybody who's following going to follow their way right on down to hell, because you need to think for yourself and follow yourself. Stop following these folks. Well, anyway, that was my food for that. Do what you want to do. Now I'm going to go in, Baby Crone. I want to ask the question. And I'm just asking it. We can beat around Mulberry Bush, but I want to ask the question. And my question is, ancestors, was he I won't go that way. I want to ask one. I'm gonna tease myself. I want to know, did he cheat on his wife? I want to know, was he a cheater? The cards say right there, as you see, before I even ask that, I want to know, has he been faithful? He seems so innocent, but he seemed like he wouldn't do anything to anybody, but you came out with a serpent, a snake, and also in the head space at that. In other words, you say he thinks like a serpent. He knows his kind ways get him by. That's what you're saying, but he thinks like a fox. I got you. And yet he has a lot of birds, so nobody really expect him doing anything. I hear you. I hear you. And he hide in this. He hide in his church. He hides. He hide behind that. But we get ready to see. So has he cheated on his wife? Has he? Okay. Now you know the magician come out. You know what that is. The magician plays with, he's a trickster. He can also deal with alchemy too. But he makes things to appear as if it wasn't. He makes it appear. He's the great illusionist. He has the elements to make everything appear. What does that mean? What does that mean when I put that card next to the snake? That means he a chameleon. That means he can hide next to the snake, next to this woman. What is that saying to me? He cannot be trusted because he has too many tricks. He has too many things to just throw you off course. Let's see what the next card says. Sword, dashing in. What does that mean? That means mentally he's quick, he's sharp. He's swift. He can think like that. In other words, don't let his nice manner fool you. He's sharp. He's a businessman first. Beginning. He also shows love and compassion. So he has the soft demeanor. But this ain't making sense to me because we have the magician. Help me, baby Chloe. We have the magician, yes. And this is what we have. We have the magician, and we know that the magician is what? Fire. Yes. Is this a fire sign? Yes. So we know, you sure about this?
Yes.
And so this is fire, but we know we have air. We have air, right? And we have water. And what does the magician does? He plays with all elements. All we need is earth, right? But we have swords. So that lets me know whatever he's doing, his time is winding up. His time is winding up. His time, he's being revealed like everybody else. Baby Crone, what do you think about that magician?
Yes, the magician is able to command anything. So actually, to bring it back to the question, we do think that he's not to be trusted.
Yes. And you've seen it in the smile. He's into something.
Yes, even though you can see the ending, like the 10 of Swords and the Ace of Cups, is there's something coming to an end.
Yep.
And
something going to be revealed because I see the swords coming in and that cup. So all of that, I'm sorry, baby, did I cut you off? Somebody got on me about that. I'm sorry, baby. You got to talk fast. You got too long.
Okay. I think that maybe this woman or this relief of this woman passing in his church has been a burden lifted off his shoulder. Maybe
that's what I think.
Maybe it's like a woman from his past that was coming forward, and he was like, "Oh man, I thought I got rid of you," and like now she's like finally gone. So he's
right. So he gets to live with that, and I can see when I looked at him, people was like, "He's smiling," wouldn't you? Even if I didn't do it. That's a style I don't need with all that's going on in the church. I'm just saying, understand it from the way I'm looking at it. However, was that his baby? You know what? When this real horse dash in, what do I say? No good. Because this is fire. This is a lot of thought. This is a lot of energy. This is a lot of creative energy. It's sexual. It's all of that. It's all of that. And you didn't see no sexual energy. But when I asked, was that the father? Was this the mother? You see this beautiful woman. You see there's sexual energy, charging, ready. That is what it means. You can look it up for yourself. Here's another one, Victorian. So did he have an affair? The cards are saying yes. Maybe not with her. Maybe it was her sister. Maybe they did have a baby. I don't know. But my cards are pointing to yes. What was the first question that I asked? Did he have sexual affairs in his marriage?
Yes.
The magician showed up, right? And the magician is all signs. It is fire. It is water. It is air. It is all. Why? Because it has the power to use everything for whatever trick it's going to do. Remember, it's the great magician. It can make things appear and disappear like that. You understand? So this shows me that he is an illusionist. He's the great. How does he do it? Behind the church. How does he do it? With the people that's talking good reviews of him. But if you can look at him, you can see it's something sinister about him. He is not the same man that he was 20 years ago. He has changed. And I looked at him, and I don't like to call anybody nothing, but I said from this day forward, when my cards say something, I'm trusting them. Here is another one. Like I said, all of this fire, all of this sexual energy, all of this. When I asked, did he have an affair in his marriage? I see swords. So this is something he thought about. This was something he thought about. But he gave in to his temptation. Why? Because you see the victory card. I don't know for sure whether or not that was his child. My card is saying there is something to that story. And the reason why he was smiling, it was a relief. And could it have been true? Maybe it isn't true. I don't know. Baby Crone, you have a question. Let me ask this. What do his wife think about all of this? Heartbroken. Heartbroken. They made that woman out to be crazy, didn't they? They said that she was crazy. Could he have done this? And I think she was a Hispanic woman. I have a picture of her. She doesn't look good here, but she just looked like somebody was so depressed, and she had dark circles under her eyes. I don't know if that's the woman, but I'm going to put it up and put a question mark by it, because it's the only thing, because they're being so tight-lipped on this thing. But when it come down to his wife is heartbroken. So do she believe? Yes. They fought about this thing. This has been a thing. Is this why his wife is kind of like out of the picture? Yes. You see that cup? Mm-hmm. That's a cup of peace. Like, I had to make peace with myself. You know, I had to make peace. I had to look out for myself. And when you look at it, she's in a desert place, but she had water. So this has really affected their marriage. So are you saying that he was a cheater? I'm done. I'm done. You don't have to believe this. I have no proof. I'm just reading cards, and I trust my cards. The cards had already said here, mental, here in the guard zone. Here in the guard zone in your head, in your chakra, and your first chakra, it says deception. We see a fox. We see a serpent. And you know what the Bible talks about when it talks about fox and serpents. And the serpent was the first card to come out next to this. And that came in. So this is something that this man was. And remember, when he started out, he never wanted to be a minister. His father died and he was thrust into it. Do you have another question? All I'm saying is, I can't say this is true or false. It's up to you. But the cards are saying there is some truth, and it died with that woman. What do you have to say? Believe what you want to believe. But I'm saying he's got that face. That's the magician. I can't make these cards come out. The magician, he has the ability to fool us. We don't get to see the serpent, the businessman, the shrewd businessman. We don't get to see the fox. We don't get to see it. We don't get to see his dirty dealings that he does. All we know is that trouble follows him. and goodness is supposed to follow him, not trouble. And if these things are following him, then what that tell us?
That he has some negative energy around him.
Hello. And you know what, baby Crone? Did you have it? His wife know? Because she used to be all over the place. I don't never hear nothing from her anymore. What do you have another question?
My question is, how will this shooting affect his church or ministry?
This is going to be the showstopper right here. That's what I was going to say. It's going to go on as usual, honey. It's going to go on as usual. What do you mean? Because that bug is gone. And it doesn't matter because now it's hearsay. Unless they got DNA and they go and pursue it, why would anybody pursue a DNA? They done already said this woman that was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She could have been. But what make a person go crazy? Just because a person is not right in their mind, that don't mean they talking crazy. You know, we got this thing that, no, that's when you're insane. Being crazy is different when you're insane. When you're crazy, you just have the same thought playing out in your head over and over and over. When you're insane, you can't give an account of time and space. It ain't just one day, you just out of it. You don't know that you walk in the street naked. So if she was insane, she wouldn't have been able to just insanity. She would have probably picked the gun up or whatever and did the pow, pow, pow to herself or whatever. When you insane, you don't rationalize. But when you crazy, you're trying to drown out the thoughts. I hope I made that clear. At least the way that I understand the two. And what I'm saying here, and if she was crazy, could it have been that man preaching and she's got this baby and she's got to take care of it and can't? And he's not, a lot of them are doing it. It was one story that I heard about a woman. She just walked up in the church and revealed her pregnancy to the church and the wife. So these men, I don't put nothing past them. All I'm saying is they got trouble in paradise. Him and his wife got trouble. I'm just saying. And I'm saying the cards look like that it is a possibility that that man fathered that child. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Now it's up to you to believe what you want. I read the cards. The cards has spoken. It's up to you. And with that, what can I say?
Yes. Give a reminder that I did put it down earlier.
That this Sunday, we're going live. Please, all my besties, you know who you are. Please be there. You know I can't do it without you. Please call in. You know, I look forward, even if it's just 5 of us. I'd rather have 5 than just baby Crone and I. I have her morning, noon, and night, but I get to talk to you live, and I look forward to it. And as soon as we can build up a little bit more, I want to go live a little often. But right now, please show up. We really we have the best conversations. If you don't be there, you're missing out. I'm serious. You're missing out. So please join us. What is it? March the 1st?
No, February the 25th.
February the 25th. Why is it? Because I try to do it on the last, I go live the last Saturday of every month. The only reason why I'm going live on Sunday, because we got to talk about Wendy Williams. And that's only the first part, but that's okay. We could talk about the rest on Monday. But depending on how it does, it might blow on over to the next end of the next month, right? So anyway, we hope that we see you there. Please be there or be square. And with that being said, I love you the most. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. But I'll be back again because I got to read on some more people. And with that being said, sunflowers.